Welcome back to another Liferaft Survival and Equipment virtual boat show. Liferaft and Survival Equipment, virtual boat show here on Facebook Live. It is Friday. It's a good day. We're doing giveaways. We've got Paul Dixon in the house from Winslow Liferaft, who was very, very helpful in setting this one up. We've got a great giveaway. For those of you who haven't signed up yet, you can jump on over to LRSE.com and click that right on the homepage. You can still sign for the giveaway. It's not too late. Closes at 1 o'clock. So jump on over there and get your entries in. Do you want to talk about the giveaway real quick, Paul?
Yes. So what we did is we set up a super light rescue raft, 4-person, and we went ahead and sent it up to you guys already. It is good for those, boats that are going about, anywhere between 12 to 20 miles out there. Just a little 20-footers, 25-footers, maybe a 30-footer. Just it kind of depends on how far out you go. But this will definitely get you out of the water and basically save your life. So as long as you're carrying 4 people on the boat, you can put up to 6, but as long as that 4, you're gonna be good to go.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of good feedback on this giveaway. A lot of people are really excited for it. It's a $1,600 raft. Can't hurt. Jump on there, get your entries in. If you got a boat, if you know somebody who's got a boat, get out there, get your entries in. Yeah. So we've got a good show planned here. We've got Winslow, who has a very rich history, and American made. And I know you've got a lot of stories that I'm interested to dive into. So let's jump into the history here.
Okay. Yeah. So Winslow started off in 1940. Everybody all of a sudden knows what the Wartime Act is. Because we just went through that. Within the last couple of years. Well, that's basically how Winslow started, was through the Wartime Act. We started off in 1941 as the New York Rubber Company up in upstate New York. We started building life rafts for the Allied forces. We sent them across seas and everything like that, and that's basically how we started. Now, from there, we've kept building life rafts. We were basically bought by John C. Winslow, which then gave us our name as Winslow Liferaft. And we, started completely building from the, tube life rafts like this to round life rafts. That turned us into another company with a single one-handed boater. And he saw the light design life raft that we had and said, hey, let's see if the aviation market wants it. So then we went after the aviation market, and they took it on and went forward with it. And that's basically our history, and we've kept going for 80 years now. So
sweet. So the last time we talked, you mentioned we might have some videos that we might want to play at some point. Did you want to send those? Do you want to send those over, or do you have a way of you should be able to share screen?
Yeah, let me see here. Oh, I can share screen?
Yeah. So for those of you guys out there watching, go ahead and send us hit the like button first of all, and let us know where you're watching this from in the comment section, just so that we know. There we go.
There you go. Okay, so what you're seeing here, this is a single-handed boater. He was a 75-year-old man sailing across the ocean over to Spain. Now, I don't know why he was a single-handed boater, but as you can tell right there, he deployed his life raft. He got into his life raft. What he's doing there, he's got a survival suit on too. He's cutting away the mooring line right there. And that's where he cuts it right here. And then he gets away from the boat. Now, what was wrong with the boat is it actually broken through the hull and it was sinking. And the video was actually sent to us from the Spanish Coast Guard. So as you notice, the waves rolling by there, those are pretty big seas. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to be in that. And that's basically what's happening right there. The Spanish Coast Guard went down. Like I said, this is a 75-year-old man who was able to lift and deploy the life raft from his vessel with the oceans how they were.
That is insane. That's great footage too.
Oh yeah. So
that
a lot of, and it's really kind of funny. We do a lot of research on life raft rescues and everything like that. Most of our rescues happen at nighttime in the worst conditions, from what we can tell.
Yeah, I'm sure they were happy to have it at that point in time too. So what model were we just looking at there?
So that model there, that was called the ultralight offshore, and the model that he actually got into was the 6-person size. The 6-person ultralight offshore weighs 36 pounds. It's the lightest life raft on the market. It has a full canopy, tripod canopy to it. It has a full double floor to save it from the cold water. It features 2 8-inch tubes, which gives you 16 inches of, 16 inches of freeboard on the life raft itself. A full interior ladder, full exterior ladder, automatically deploying sea anchor from the backside of the life raft, so you don't have to worry about that at all. The canopy can be completely closed or completely open, fully rolled down in a rescue situation. We actually work with the FBI, and they like to actually lift people from the center of the life raft all the way up into their helicopter. So the downdraft that comes from a helicopter could basically flip a lot of life rafts. Ours, they can land on top of it and it's not going to do anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yes, that model actually. I think we've gotten questions on that model on both of the last 2 boat shows that we've done, because people were looking for a very, very light model life raft in the question. So it's obviously a sought after feature in a life raft, is something that is very lightweight.
Correct. Yeah, the 4-person is going to weigh 32 pounds. The 6 is going to weigh 36. The 8 is going to weigh 40, and the 10-person is going to weigh 44 pounds. So it's astronomical on a 10-person life raft only weighing 44 pounds. If you look across the market, a 10-person life raft, you're saying it's over 100 pounds. So we're directly half of that. So,
geez. All right. So another story that I found really interesting that I want to dive into. You got a little background on George Bush Sr.?
Yeah. So like I said, we started off in 1941 building life rafts under the New York Rubber Company name. And if you do some research on this, George W. Bush Sr., the president that we know about, his plane actually did go down in the war. He did get rescued in a life raft from a battleship. Now that life raft, we were basically the only ones building life rafts at that point. So we don't like to say that we rescued a president, but it kind of looks that way. Yeah. He wasn't president at the time, so.
Cool. All right. So do you want to go through the through some of the props that we have here going on in the sale?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So you guys have all of our models for sale. You have the Superlight Rescue Raft, which is our giveaway. You have 3 different sizes in that life raft, which is the 4, 6, and 8. You also have the ultralight offshore, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And we just went over the weights of that. That's more for like a coastal model life raft. If you're going 0 to 100 miles out, you got yourself an EPIRB, and you basically just want to get out of the water. That's the kind of life raft that you're going to get into. Now, if you are the sailor type and you're going 500 miles off the coast, and you're in cold water, you're in large water, you're in heavy winds, that kind of thing, you're going to want to get into what's called the Superlight Offshore Plus. Now, the Superlight Offshore Plus, that one is going to actually feature 2 11-inch tubes, which gives you 22 inches of freeboard off of the water. With that 22 inches of freeboard, it's very difficult to get into a life raft with just an exterior ladder. So what we did is we added actually a full 2-foot boarding platform to climb into the life raft. Along with the 2-foot boarding platform, there's an interior ladder to assist you to get in. Because when you actually look at it in a rescue situation, everyone has a life vest on, right? The U.S. Coast Guard requires every boater to have a life vest for all the souls on board, right? When you get into the life raft, if I turn sideways, your life vest comes out to here. And so what ends up happening is your arms turn into these little T-Rex arms, right? In order to get into a life raft, you actually have to climb in. So people don't think about it like that, but that 2-foot boarding platform is the actual assist to get you inside the life raft.
Wow. That's a cool feature.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this sale that we have going on, the prices will actually start on LRSE.com starting tomorrow morning. So first thing in the morning, you'll be able to log on there and check out some of these awesome prices that we've got going on for the next 2 weeks. It'll go until the end of May. I'm pretty sure May 31st is the last day of the sale.
Yeah, May 31st.
Yep. Okay. So so if you guys are out there and you don't win this raft, but you're still in the market for an awesome life raft, you can head on over to LRSE.com and you can check out the prices tomorrow and take advantage of that boat show pricing for the next 2 weeks. So in a few minutes, what we're gonna do, we'll take a few minute break and then we'll get Scott set up so that we can get you guys talking about this this life raft that I've got behind me. So go over some of the features there. But in the meantime, is there anything else you want to go over before we start jumping into product talk?
I have a rescue behind me. I'm not sure if you've seen it. I can show it to you here. Let's see here.
Okay.
So this rescue here, as you notice up here, this is the boat right here. Now that's a Hatteras, okay, and that's a 60-foot Hatteras. What that is. Okay, the boat's on fire. Now our customer had taken this photo from inside the life raft before he got rescued. So with his cell phone, he was able to get off of the vessel within about 3 minutes. That whole vessel was up on fire. He was able to deploy his life raft, get into the vessel, and then drift away so that way nothing lit on fire, and snapped a photo for us. Now, I did want to go over a little survival situation here. Everybody speaks about, I'm going to have this crazy amount of adrenaline, and I'm going to be able to run and grab my life raft and throw it overboard and everything like that. You've already been battling everything else. Your adrenaline is basically gone. You got nothing left to you. You know, the last step is the life raft. So in an emergency situation, you want to prepare for a fire, basically, is what it comes down to. 83% of the accidents that happen on the water, statistically speaking, and this comes from the U.S. Coast Guard, we're not making it up, is a fire. So that being said, you're always going to prepare for the fire. You're not going to necessarily prepare for the sinking, you know, because what is that? 70% is sinkings on the water. So if you always prepare for the fire, then you'll always be ready. I did want to say something. I know that Jim and all them, they have, speaking of fires, they have the TKO fire extinguishers and the little balls and everything. Awesome product. You know, that's definitely something you guys should show.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we'll see if we can grab those and we can talk about those a little bit later in the show. That's a great point. You know, you've got the hydrostatic release. Like, if you're going to rely on that and it never hits water, what's the point? So,
yeah. The hydrostatic release, I tell you, that thing has to go down 15 feet in the water before it deploys. So here it is, you know, your boat's going down, but what's happening to you? You're drifting away as the boat's going down. So once that life raft deploys and goes down 15 feet, now you have to swim to it. You're not going to get to the life raft. That's why we see a lot of life rafts that don't have any souls in them, because the hydrostatic release released it up, but you drifted away.
Wow. I didn't read that.
Yep.
That's interesting. So what are, how would you guard against that in that situation?
Always prepare to manually deploy your life raft. Always, 100%. Don't wait for anything. If you think your boat's going down, hey, deploy the life raft, let it go, call the insurance company later. Save your life is the #1 key. That's it.
Good wise words. All right, so let's take a quick break, and we will we'll get Scott set up, and then you guys can talk about the life raft behind me, and then we'll take a quick break after that, and we'll come back and we'll jump back into some back and forth conversation with you and I. Sound
Awesome.
good? All right.
Sounds
So
good.
it is 12:20 right now. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. 12:25. All right. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Sounds good.
Paul,
Hey,
how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing good. So, are we live? We are live. I knew it. So, what do we want to talk about, Jesse?
We're live, buddy. So first of all, for those of you watching, go ahead and drop in the comments where you're watching from so that we know who we're talking to. We like to see those profile pictures and those names so that we can address. Also, if you have any questions on this product or any other Winslow products, feel free to drop those in the comment section too so that we can answer any questions or concerns that you might have throughout the show. For right now, what we're going to do, we've got this pretty raft right here behind us.
We do the ultralight.
And I figured that we could do a quick feature and, put a face to the name, if you will. And maybe address some of the use cases for something like this. Paul, it looks like, did you load another video up there? Do you want to go over that after, or is that
after?
regarding
put it on after? Just a couple more rescue videos and so on and so forth.
Cool. All right, so I will. I'll get out of your guys' way, and you guys can, have a conversation here about what we've got behind us, and then come back.
Absolutely.
Come back after.
Yeah. So, Paul, probably the same on your end. The ultralight is probably one of the biggest sellers when it comes to Winslow's. Price point is excellent, and the weight is what really gets the customer. And I've spoken with. Hey, thank you. I speak with many customers that come in here, and when I work boat shows with Paul, he brings up a very good point. When looking for a life raft, you lift it, and there are a lot of rafts on the market, and I have customers, and I give them the opportunity because we carry a bunch of different brands. And my first question: can you lift this life raft? Well, I hadn't thought about that, so we'll get a couple of different brands out, and they lift. And we go straight to the Winslow. A 6-person's 36 pounds. And once they lift that up, they're pretty much sold, because without the ability to lift the life raft, it's useless. You got to be able to lift it. So this is a great option. Ultralight Offshore Plus. It has a minimal impact. Does have laser flare. And that's the other thing. The components that they put into their life rafts are unlike the other brands. So what you'll normally get hand flares, which are very dangerous. They drip slag, and you will inevitably burn yourself and put a hole in your life raft with Coast Guard approved life flares there. So Winslow has gone ahead and put in a laser flare that works on a couple AA batteries, which is huge. So when you do need to get help, and maybe there's search and rescue coming by, basically take this little, looks like a little pen, you twist it, now you have your laser, which shoots a beam. It's a line, so it's not a dot, it's a line, and that thing spans forever. So as aircraft pass by, or boats, they will see over a hand flare much easier. So tube diameter is a little bit smaller than a typical life raft, which helps with the lightness. They all come with the tripod arch, which is huge. It gives you a little more headroom. And you can also change this canopy here. You can fully enclose it, so you're protected from the elements. You can lift it up the way it is right now, so you do have a view and you get ventilation. And not only that, but you can pull it all the way back so it's completely open, which will help with rescue. So if a helicopter has to drop a basket down, it's going to be a lot easier than something like this. A lot of the other life rafts don't have that tripod, and it won't open up, so it makes it a little more difficult. Am I good on that, Paul? You agree with that?
Yeah. And the position that the life raft you have in there now is actually in deployed position. When the life raft deploys, that's what you're going to see. Okay.
Correct.
The canopy arch you see right there is a 180-degree opening for up to 2 people to jump from your vessel into the life raft at that time. There's no trying to climb in to find a little window to find or lift up a canopy to get in. It's a full 180-degree opening in order to get inside your life raft. So
right, which is huge. Typical orange canopy. There is a little cone you can see hanging down in here, and it works twofold. It's an observation port, and it also works as a rainwater collector. So essentially, you would untie the cord in there, and there is a flap that's Velcroed shut. You undo the Velcro, you can pop your head out there. Now you have a view out of the back. The way it is now, it's tied off. If you were to undo the Velcro on the top, rainwater will collect inside of that funnel. And at that point, you can untie that cord and drain some of that rainwater into your baler or a rainwater collection system like a regular bag. So
The water bag.
the water bag. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very technical term. So that is the rainwater collector and the observation port. The other wonderful thing that Winslow puts on their rafts are these two guys here. And a lot of people think it's reflective tape. It is actually a radar reflector. Very, very good thing to have on your life raft, so any radars will hit on that. So they basically thought of everything with this raft and with the Superlight Offshore. The Superlight Offshore, it's sort of like the big brother. So it has a bigger tube set. It has an equipment pack that could sustain you for days and days. Food, water fishing kit, what else we talk? Clamps, which come in the ultralight as well. They've gone away with repair kits with glue and patches, which is crazy. It's very difficult to work with it under normal circumstances. Never mind if you're up in sea and you're getting rocked around and you have to patch a hole. They give you clamshell repair clamps. Very simple to use, and they also give a really, really nice jackknife. So you still going with the same jackknife in there?
Yeah.
The Smith & Wesson?
Smith & Wesson 24/7. We actually contracted with Smith & Wesson to build us a stainless steel knife. So we were the first ones to develop that. Now you can buy those at retailers now, but we were the first ones to have it. We have the first production runs.
It is. When I do teaches with my class, they'll come in, and I always recommend it. I don't want everybody to jump in during the busy season for a teach, but it slows down a little bit. If you want to see your Winslow opened, we'll go through it with you. So we open it up, pressure test it, go through all the equipment, and every time they see that knife, like, what? This is great. It's a full knife, and you can use it to repair the tube. If there's damage to the tube, you'll use the knife to actually widen the hole to use the clamshell to seal it up. The other thing, which every life raft has, is a knife that's on the top tube. Winslow puts theirs right there. You can't miss it. It's labeled. It says knife. It shows you pictures. Very simple. And this is the knife here, a 50 knife, which works great. You can't cut yourself on it, and you can't puncture the raft. So when a raft deploys, you're going to have your red painter line here attached to your ladder and to your vessel. So like I overheard you saying, the boat's on fire. Mm-hmm. That's a majority of the issues when you have to deploy the life raft. But let's say the boat's going down and you're afraid it's going to pull the life raft down. You want to get into the raft and you want to cut the painter line so you can float free. It does have an integrated sea anchor. It's a self-deploying sea anchor. But the knife here, get in there. If you're, and Winslow gives you 50 feet of painter line, so you could potentially be 50 feet away from the vessel. If the vessel's on fire, I would tend to stay with the boat. If you're 50 feet away from it, you're a larger target. They're going to see the smoke. They're going to see the fire, and they're going to find you attached. So something to think about there. You don't always have to cut yourself away from the boat. So that's the knife. They give you a really cool flashlight that's put on the arch. They also give you a throw line, which is attached to the top tube. So I tell people, when you get into a life raft, the first thing you want to do is take an inventory of people to make sure everybody is accounted for. If you're missing anybody, you want to locate them, but to pull them in, they give you the throw line right here, or rescue cord, or whatever you want to call it. The other nice thing is they give you storage bags. Every raft does that. They basically take all of the good ideas and put it into one raft. So your stowage bag's there. The cylinder is mounted here. It's a dual port system. It's very aggressive. It's very fast. So once you throw this raft in the water and you pull that painter line out, it'll pull the firing pin, which is here, activate the CO2 cylinder, and within seconds, your raft is in. Paul, do you know? You must know the estimated time it takes to inflate fully ULO.
3 to 5 seconds.
3 to 5 seconds. It's very quick. So
3 to 5 seconds.
You don't have to sit around and wait for this thing to inflate. It's pretty much instant. Ballast bag systems on the bottom give it the stability you need. Paul, do you know what the weight is on the ballast bags?
79.8 pounds per bag, and there's 5 bags.
So it's a lot of weight. You're not going to flip this. And there's a word that Paul uses that I use now, and I'm not sure if you know what I'm about to say, but the shape of the Liferaft is unlike most of the rafts on the market. So with a typical rectangular Liferaft, if you get hit with a monster wave, it's going to flip and it's going to roll. With the Winslow, it does not do that. And I remember asking you, why don't you have a self-righting Liferaft? And you said, we don't need one because this does it on its own. It does not flip. Do you remember the word? Oscillates.
Oscillates, yeah.
So the Liferaft oscillates. So now, instead of flipping over and trying to figure out how you're going to right the Liferaft, now in an amusement park and you're on a ride, you just spin it around a little bit. So it's more enjoyable than trying to right a Liferaft. Yeah. So that's what you got here. Anything else I'm missing, Paul?
So the Liferaft's decagon.
Did we lose Paul?
We lost Paul for a second. Yeah, it looks like his. Paul, if you can still hear us, it looks like your connection dropped down there for a second. Why don't you try jumping out and then jumping back in?
So while he's doing that, there is always a riding strap on this raft. Now, I had mentioned, the raft oscillates. It's technically not supposed to flip over, but that's in a perfect world. Now, if this were to, say, it deployed upside down, or for some reason it was upside down, they do give you a riding strap on the bottom, and you would kneel on the cylinder. I would say look for the cylinder, put your knees against the cylinder, and you're going to pull up. And being as light as it is, you should be able to flip that thing over. 36 pounds. That's it. So just pull it. Once it hits the water, the ballast bags fill up, and you're good to go. It's not going to flip. Paul, welcome back.
Hey, how we doing? I don't know about the connection issues, but it keeps kicking me out.
I told you dial-up was not going to work. I told you that. And the other one I mentioned is Winslow, as a company, is always willing to help us out. And we had, and I don't know if you remember this, Paul. We had it was a sailing school or a sailing group. And they had a Liferaft. It was a Winslow, and money was tight with them. And I remember reaching out to you, and I said, "Is there anything we can do to help them out with this Liferaft?" And you guys stepped up and took care of them. They were very happy, and not only that, but they've donated this Liferaft for this raffle, which is huge. Someone's going to be very happy at the end of this broadcast. And that's the 4-person Superlight Rescue Raft. And the Superlight Rescue Raft is sort of like this, but it doesn't have, it's very basic. Sure, there's not much of an impact to it, but it will save your life.
Yep.
And you could win it. You don't have to pay anything. And you get 3 years on the service. That's the other thing with Winslow. You get 3-year service every time. Now, Paul, I got to check on this because I know that they do it as a 3-year and a 1-year. Now, the rescue raft, this one here is a 1-year, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Let's look.
Take a look.
Yes. Yep. So this one is a 1-year annual service, but all of the ultralights and the superlights are a 3-year. What they do is they get packed into a special bag that gets heat sealed, keeps it fresh, keeps everything safe. And at the end of the 3 years, we open it up, we replace the bag and replace any of the equipment that needs to be replaced. And usually that's food, water, flares, or batteries for the laser flare. So that's a huge win right there, whoever wins it. Jesse, I wasn't supposed to put my name in the box, was I, for that? Just a couple. Sure.
Yeah, Scott, did you talk to them about the water activated light?
No, but I will. So on the Winslow, they have a water activated light. You don't have to hit any switches. It's on its own. On the bottom of the Liferaft, mounted on the floor, is a little pouch. And the pouch contains 2 batteries, very small and thin, low profile. The wires run up the side of the tubes to the top of the arch and also on the inside. When the raft inflates and the batteries come in contact with the water, these lights will come on automatically. So you don't have to do anything. They make it so easy so you don't have to hit switches or anything. It's there. So those will stay on. We tested these. They stay on for weeks. We'll put in a cup of water and let it sit and see how long the light lasts. And it's a long time. So you never have to worry about that. So at night, you will have a little light up above if you want to read. I know there's some reading material inside of the Winslow. You got a nice survival manual, how to fish, how to do first aid. It's a very in-depth manual. So you get that. So yeah, you will be illuminated on the inside, and you will have that beacon on the outside for rescue. What else, Paul?
So there's the automatically deploying sea anchor from the backside of the life raft. And if you disconnect that once you're inside the life raft, and say you see land or a boat or a vessel or something like that, and you wanted to sail the life raft, you can actually disconnect it from the backside of the life raft and connect it to the front, and then your canopy turns into a sail.
Right. A lot of people don't know that. So that is definitely a good option as well. Let me just take a walk around. So a lot of people ask when I do the inspections and we inflate the raft, they will hear a hissing sound. Well, it doesn't sound good. No, that sounds great. That's what you want to hear. So there are pressure relief valves on the bottom tube and the top tube. And what that means is gases are overpressurized in that CO2 cylinder. There's more gas than we need. But what it's going to do is it's going to expel any of the excess gas. The relief valves will reseat at a certain PSI. And as you start letting air, it'll start to reinflate and then just sort of gas off the extra. Inside the equipment pack, they do supply pressure relief valve plugs. And that's another thing. I do a thing with the customers that look at the raft, and I'll pull things out and say, what is this? And they don't know. So if you're under stress in a life raft and you open your equipment bag and you find these 2 items, you have no idea what they're for. What good are they? So they're actually plugs for the relief valves, and there's 2. So on the back side of the tubes, the valves have threads on the inside. And let's say there was some debris that got caught inside of that relief valve, and it does not reseat. You need to stop the bleeding, basically, is what it is. You pull those plugs out, twist them into the valves, and they will push that flap shut and seal it off. 9 times out of 10, the customer looks at those and says, I have no idea what they are. Same thing with the clamps. The clamps are the same. What is this? I don't know what it is. So it's good to learn about your life raft and what's inside of it. And we can help you here. Winslow can help you there with any questions on the equipment pack, what's in it, what it does, and why you want it. So yeah, pressure relief valve plugs. There's also a valve in the floor. All of their models have an insulated floor, with the exception of the rescue raft.
Correct.
And what that's going to do is give you insulation from cold waters. Coastal life rafts generally do not have insulated floors. It's a one-ply. You're still going to be cold. You can be coastal, but you still be cold in the water. So Winslow puts insulated floors in both the ultralight and the superlight, which is huge. There are no relief valves on the floor. It's just one valve, and you're responsible to inflate it. They also give you a hand pump. It's tied inside of the raft, and it's labeled pump. You would pull that out, and on the inside, there's a little black valve with a, and you pull that off, open the valve, plug the pump in, and just start pumping. You'll get, I don't know how many inches you want to put in there, maybe 6 inches of air as it inflates, and that'll give you the insulation that you need. And like I said, the typical coastal life raft does not have that option. So Winslow, once again, has sort of set the bar a little higher with insulated floor. Paul?
As soon as, when people go in an emergency situation and say your boat's on fire or there's an accident, your hull broke through, you hit a log or a shipping container or something in the water, your mind's racing. You're about to lose your boat. You don't know what's going on. So, you don't know how to think. You deploy your life raft to get into it. Well, what do you do then? Well, we installed a card that hangs on the canopy. It's that bright yellow card right there that tells you what to do step by step when you get inside the life raft. This is like critical information. That way, you don't have to think about anything. You can literally fall into your life raft, forget to cut away, and the D-ring that's on the ladder will break away at 500 pounds. So you can fall into your life raft, read that card. It'll tell you exactly what to do. And that way you don't have to think about anything, because during an emergency situation, you have everything going crazy at that point. Your vessel's on fire. Your vessel just sunk. Where's your son? Where's your daughter? Where's your mother? Everything's crazy.
And it actually settles you down too. So now you're actually reading. Maybe it gives you a chance to kind of catch your breath and get and kind of settle down as you're reading through it. But yeah, that's the first thing you want to do when you get in the raft. You want to make sure everybody's like, let me get that one out of the way first. But then once everybody's accounted for, then you go to this immediate action card and just read through it, because you're going to forget everything once you get into the life raft. You're just, unless you're well-trained and you've been through safety at sea training and stuff like that, for most people, they're going to get in, they're going to be distraught. So read the card hanging down. Every one of their life raft has this card here. So read it and it'll calm you down and figure out what you want to do next.
Correct.
I want to jump into those questions really quick.
Yeah, what do we got for questions?
So first one we got is from Mark Jones, and he says, "How does the spec compare to the ISO 9650 era?"
Paul, that's all you. And you know what I was going to say, but go ahead.
So I love the ISO 9650-1 European standards and everything like that. I will tell you, Winslow was never invited when they created those standards on upgrading it. Our life rafts actually do qualify for the ISO 9650-1 category 1 and everything like that, but it is up to the manufacturer to be a self-certified life raft. Okay, so the manufacturer decides whether they want to put ISO 9650-1. Now, I've read through the specifications for that, the ISO requirements. If you look in depth, there's not a lot that's actually qualified in there. I will tell you that both our ultralight offshore, what Scott's showing you there, and the superlight offshore plus were rated at the ORC category back in, I want to say, what was it, 2003 or so, before they changed it to ISO 9650-1. They were both rated at ORC category 1 life rafts. We've never changed the manufacturing process, just the specifications on the material has changed. So as far as having a life raft that is going to be certified for races and so on and so forth, which is basically the only thing you need an ISO 9650-1 life raft for. If you go to your race committees and tell them, hey, I have a Winslow Life Raft. Here's the spec sheet. This is what comes in it. I've never gotten any kickback from it. Scott's actually had the Life Raft behind you qualified for the, was it the Newport to Bermuda race, Scott?
Yeah, Newport to Bermuda. Yep.
Yeah, that Life Raft there qualified, and we had no idea why, because it actually doesn't have food or water in it, but it did. But like I said, we've been building Life Rafts for 80 plus years. Everybody else is trying to catch up to where we're at.
Right. They changed the regs, Newport to Bermuda. They kind of laxed a little bit and said a suitable offshore life raft is adequate. And this is a suitable offshore life raft. So that's fine. But always check with the race committee. Don't assume, because you don't want to get yourself into trouble buying a raft that does not qualify. So I hope that answers his question, Jesse. Okay.
We got one more.
Mhm.
That one, quick one. Is this a 2 or 4 person life raft? They were talking about the one that we have set up right here. That's from William McLean.
Yeah, that's a 4-person. Winslow doesn't make a 2-person rescue raft, do they, Paul?
No, Winslow's does not make a 2-person Life Raft. I believe the only brand right now making a 2-person is Switlick, and that's just the ring tube one, and that's it.
Yeah. So 4, 6, 8, 10. How high does that go? 12?
4, 6, 8, and 10 for the ultralight offshore, and
Yeah.
4, 6, and 8 for the superlight offshore plus.
What about the rescue raft?
4, 6, and 8.
That's it. Okay. Perfect.
Correct.
Yeah, so the one that we're rafting off today is the 4-person.
Correct. Yeah, the 4-person superlight rescue raft, and it only weighs 16 pounds.
Which is less than any other sort of platform that's on the market.
Correct.
Any other questions, Jesse, or is that it?
That was it. So we'll Paul, we'll take another break. It is 12:55 right now. So if you guys are watching this right now and you haven't entered for that giveaway, you've got 5 minutes. If you know somebody who could use a raft and they haven't signed up for the giveaway, make sure you send this to them, because that'll give you an extra 50 points on your giveaway too. So don't forget to share it. Sharing is caring.
That's true.
And it also helps you out too. So be sure to get over to LRSE.com. Sign up for the giveaway. Again, you've got 5 minutes. If you've got any other questions, we will be back. Paul, I think we'll take a 10-minute break this time. We'll come back at 1:05-ish, right around there. So if you guys have any questions, you go ahead, pop them in the comment section, and we will get back to them. We come back from the break. This is the giveaway right here. This is what everybody's wanting. Make sure you get on there, get your entries in, share it to a friend, make sure they give you your extra 50 points. And best of luck to all of you who are entering in for the giveaway. We will we'll see you guys in just a few minutes. All right, we'll see you in a minute, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
See you guys.
All right, and we are back. Welcome back, Paul. How was your break?
Hey.
Oh, let me pull up. So the giveaway has officially closed. So for those of you who missed your chance to enter, better luck next time. Let's see how many people. We got 544 entries for this giveaway. So we will. The giveaway item right here is a Winslow Liferaft product. It's $660 or $1,667 value. It's a great giveaway. Thank you again for working with me to put this whole thing together, and we really appreciate the giveaway item. A lot of people very, very excited for it. We will do the drawing at the end of the hour. So for those of you who entered into it, be sure to stick with us, ask any questions that you have for any of the Winslow Liferaft products, and we will get to those and then hang out with us. We'll do the giveaway at the end of the show, probably between like 1:50 and 2 o'clock. We've got quite a few things to cover before we get to that. So do you want to start with the video, or do you want to jump into some other stuff first?
Sure, we can start with the video. It's just kind of an introduction video. It's got just a promo video for ours.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's do that, and we'll talk a little bit about it.
How do we do that? Is it popped up?
It looks like you've got that right there.
There we go. So we have this video, and this is from Survival Systems. It's one of our groups that does trainings with our life rafts. And as you notice, they have a big water pool. They do the waves in there. There's strobe lights, rain, and everything like that. So they got the rain going right there. They put just a little bit of light. This is how you you write your life raft right here.
So who is conducting this training, Paul?
This is Survival Systems. They are about an hour and a half from LRSE.
Okay, that's very cool. So that's an indoor training facility. Obviously, what do they do? Like a sprinkler system for the rain?
Yeah. So they can do wind up to, I think it's 30 to 40 miles an hour inside there. They have a rain system. They have a strobe light system, and they have a sound system in there that basically puts anything, and it's a wave pool on top of that. So any kind of ocean activities that you can set up, you can set it up in there. So they deploy the life raft. As you saw, you can climb in. Everybody had a life vest on to climb into the life raft. They write the life raft over to show you how easy it is. And they do these trainings like about 5 days a week. So anytime they come up with something that says, hey, if you guys added this, it would work better, we do that. So we know what kind of situations happen, and we put it through the thrills of testing it and everything.
So just for the viewers' information, how can they get a hold of those people if they're interested in doing some sort of training?
That training there is a bit expensive. They do have an ocean training also, but that's called Survival Systems USA. You can just Google them and put on the trainings. I want to say they're kind of expensive on trainings because they do mostly aviation kind of styles where they put you in basically a capsule. They strap you in and they drop the capsule, and then they rotate it upside down, and then you have to get yourself out, get your life vest on, grab your life raft, deploy the life raft, then climb into it all while it's raining, windy, strobe lights, a whole bit. Literally, people can die during the training. It's really, really, oh yeah. Your heart's going. It's yeah.
That's crazy. I'll be honest. It looks like a lot of fun. I've done some similar trainings in the military, but and I've done it looks fun to me. I'd rather have that kind of setup than a swimming pool.
Yeah, I want to send Scott there for training. Is what I want to do.
Did you hear that, Scott? I think he
Gotta
went
sign
out
a waiver.
Yeah, I think he went out for lunch, but we'll catch up with him a little bit later on. Oh, he went to go get Dells. That's Rhode Island staple.
He's rubbing it in. I'll see him in Newport when we're up there this coming year.
Nice. That's Brian behind us, by the way. If you can hear him through my microphone.
Oh, there he is. I see him walking over.
Can you grab the other microphone? Oh, you don't want to sit down?
No, yes, my head's getting cut off.
Here you go.
You're sporting the beard, huh?
You're sporting a beard?
Yeah, well, everybody else did, so I figured I'd have to step up.
That looks good. Looks good. Here we are. So
There he is.
I just want to say thank you, Paul. It's I heard a lot of it from my office, and great job, great presentation. We appreciate you doing this, and we appreciate your support and Winslow's support, and hope our relationship continues to be a good one.
Absolutely, Mr. Brian. We are right across the street from you at the boat show, Newport Boat Show coming up.
That's right. We'll see people at the first boat show that we're going to have live in quite a while. Or have you done any live boat shows, Paul?
Oh yeah. We went to the Fort Lauderdale show last year. We did the West Palm Beach show. The only two shows that canceled for us was the Miami and the Seattle show, but we've gone to all the other ones.
Oh, okay. Great.
Anything in Florida, basically.
Sure. Oh, good. Well, good seeing you.
Absolutely. I got to send you up some more Cadbury eggs.
Yeah, Cadbury eggs, and I'll raise you some Dells.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Take care.
Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks, Jesse.
This is always so much fun because there's a lot of stuff going on, so we can catch people as they're running through the showroom. It's a blast to do. But we did have a quick question. If you would like to address it, I'll throw it up here on the screen. It was from
stored on a walk around a handrail, or would it need to be stored inside the cuddy for you to be protection? So Winslow offers, basically the question is, can you store it on the outside of a rail, or does it need to be stored down below? So just like all the other competitors, we have a valise, which is a soft pack. And we also have what's called a marine canister, which is the ones that you would store on the outside of your vessel with a hydrostatic release. And you can store them on the rail. You'd have to have a custom rail fit and everything else like that. One thing that makes us different than everybody else out there is we also offer what's called a hard pack. And too bad Scott's not there to have the hard pack. It's shown there. But it is a hard plastic case.
Can you grab that?
There is no...
We actually have
one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So yeah, but the soft pack or valise, as you call it, or the hard pack would need to be stored into a cubby of some sort. And what you see here, this is a hard pack that we do offer. It's just basically a hard plastic case. And you can drop those into some things as Pelican cases or Nanook cases or any kind of hard plastic case, and then it would have that UV protection. But as far as it goes with a valise or the hard pack, you would need to put it into another exterior case. The marine canister, you do not. It's already packed inside there, ready to go.
Sweet. All right. I think that was the last question that we had there. I'm sure some more will trickle in as we go through this.
Yeah.
So one thing that I really wanted to talk to you about is the let me just throw this caption up here so people can ask questions. Is the advantages of being an American-made product in the world right now, especially if you are interested in buying a life raft from America at this point in time?
Well, the advantages of being American-made is basically, you know, we have the parts on hand. We can build right now. I mean, if you needed a life raft within the next 7 days, we could build it for you. That's it. It's here. We don't get caught up in the shipping container mess that happened. What was that? About a month and a half ago, where they got stuck in the channel. Yeah, our life rafts aren't on those boats. Our life rafts are here in Lake Susie, Florida, on the wheels. These are made to order, so it would take me 7 days to build you one, but we could have a life raft for you, in 7 days. As far as your parts go, most of our parts are American sourced. I would say almost 99% of them. So we purchase from American places. So we don't have that issue of waiting for something to show up or a 6 to 8 to 12 week lead time. It's nothing like that. The longest lead time that we've had, and you can ask Scott, has been about 4 weeks, about a month, but that's about it. But if a customer needs a life raft within the next 2 or 3 weeks, yeah, we'll get you one. We have the ability.
That is awesome. It's in stark contrast to, I think, a lot of the rest of the industry right now. It seems like there's some lead times out there. So if you're out, you're looking for a life raft, you're coming up for time right now, and you need something for your boat. If you need it right now, this is the company to go with. Winslow is right here in the United States. Like Paul said, you can get a raft in 7 days if you need it. So that is definitely something to keep in mind when shopping around for a life raft, especially right now in the circumstance surrounding the world right now. It's an important thing to factor in. So let me check. I think I just saw another comment come through.
Okay.
Oh,
one thing to reiterate too there, Jesse, is that we are the only life raft brand out there that is made to order. And what that means is, like I said, I can have a life raft ready for you in 7 days, but I can't have a life raft for you ready tomorrow because we actually build it to the customer. Okay. And we've been doing it that way for 80 years now. And the main reason behind that is that all life rafts have a life expectancy about 12 to 15 years. So such as if you build a life raft, you put it in a shipping container, you ship it over. If that takes 6 weeks, if that takes 12 weeks, if that takes 6 months, that's the lifespan on your life raft. Ours, it's literally made within 2 weeks of, it's material, then it's made 2 weeks. That's it.
So it's made to order. Do you guys have any specifics that you can work on with the customers as far as like materials that you use or anything like that?
Not specifically materials and so on and so forth, because we kind of have a basic 2 models, that are what the customers go for. We used to have about 5 or 6 models out there. We had the super light coastal cruiser. We had a global rescue. We had an SLXO, which is a super light crossing over. We took all of those and we combined them to make 2 solid life rafts. If you're doing coastal, you get this life raft. If you do offshore, you do this life raft. And that's basically because you see the rescues behind us. We contacted the people that got rescued and we said, hey, what makes the difference? What can we do better? How can we fix this? We took all their comments and we put them into our life rafts. Just like Scott said earlier, oh, well, he took the best of that and the best of this and the best of that. That's all we did. You take the best of everything and you put it into one thing. Now you have, that's it. It's a life raft. It's a life-saving appliance. It's what's there to save your life. When everything is done, that's what's there to save your life.
That's awesome. It's great you listen to your customers like that too. That's a huge advantage because you can't think of everything. We were literally just talking about this on break. You can't possibly think of everything. So take that information. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like Jim just sent me a comment.
Oh, okay.
Custom size around.
Yeah. So the fact, see, there's so many different options. I kind of go off on my own tangent. So since Winslow is made to order, we have the ability to custom fit life rafts into your vessel. Everyone knows that there's not just one boat out there that fits this one size locker, cavity, composite, whatever it is. There's hundreds of different boat manufacturers with different sizes in their cubbies and everything like that. So you can't just make one to fit all. It doesn't work like that. You have to actually offer multiple different sizes. So each different life raft model and size that we have about 12 plus different sizes that we can pack that life raft to. So, I mean, so just give an example. A 4-person ultralight offshore, the pack size is the 105, which is the 8, 16, 22. We can pack that to a 10, 12, 35. We can pack it to a 6, 13, 27. You know, there's 12 different pack sizes for each individual size and model of life raft.
Wow.
Because, like I said, there's not one that fits all. You can't do that. You have to work with the boat manufacturer, and if they want to change that size to this and fit it over here, we can do that.
So you actually work with the boat manufacturers to develop those sizes?
We do, yeah. Actually, I think it's Hylas. Hylas has a brand new boat that's coming out there. We actually sponsored them. We put a life raft on their boat. They're brand new. I can't remember what the number is, Hylas 945 or something like that. But they had a specific cubby for our life raft specifically just to fit, which was the 10.5, 16, 22 pack size. So, you know, I don't know if other manufacturers can do that per size wise. I don't talk about those guys, but that's what we do.
That's awesome. That's very, very cool. So yeah, so there's a lot of flexibility for specific boats. If you're planning on storing your life raft in a specific spot, you've got that flexibility to say, all right, I need this size of raft to fit in this size compartment. You've got that flexibility with Winslow. That's awesome.
Correct.
So, everybody's been talking. Are you excited for in-person boat shows coming up?
Well, like I told Brian, we've been to 3 in Florida so far. I mean, the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, the St. Pete Boat Show, and the West Palm Beach Boat Show within the COVID season. We were all practicing our safe distance. I got videos. We've got our masks on, our glasses, the whole bit. And it works. You know, we've done our safety and precautions, and we've had hand sanitizer, and everyone stayed safe, and we had good boat shows. So we do look forward to out of Florida boat shows, such as the Newport Boat Show and the Annapolis one. Those are 2 of my favorite ones, just because the towns themselves are amazing. I love the northern area up there. But yeah, well, I'm definitely looking forward. And, you know, the difference between a boat show down here in Florida and a boat show up there in, say, Newport is Florida boaters, we boat year round, right? There's no stopping. The water doesn't get cold enough for us to stop boating, and there's no snow, anything like that. So year round, we're boating. In the Newport area, you have a certain amount of time. That's it. You know, you're hitting it between this time and that time. And, you know, you want to equip your boat before your season starts. So if there's no boat show, there's no equipping your boat, then there's no season. So I understand where the boaters are coming at. This is the best time. Like, you know, we can get one ready for you, a life raft. You can hit that season, which is literally right now, and get you ready. There's no waiting the 6 or 8 or 10 months, whatever it is. We can get you out there right now.
Wow. Sweet. So when is, I'm not actually sure, when is the Newport Boat Show?
September.
It's in September. All right. So
September.
I'm trying to convince them to start sending some camera out to the live boat shows. So I'll probably see you out over there.
Yeah, September 16th through the 19th.
September 16th through the 19th. Sweet. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. All right. So we are at 128 right now. So why don't we take another 10-minute break, and we'll come back. I'll do the drawing for the winner while we're on the break. That way we'll have it fresh on hand when we come back, and then we can do our wrap up.
Awesome. I've got one more rescue video to show you too. So
you do. All right. So we'll play that when we come back from the break before we do the giveaway.
Sounds good.
Sounds awesome. All right, in 10 minutes, Paul.
All right.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, look at that guy. I thought he was in surgery or something.
Yeah, that's all over. I'm back to work.
Instantly.
Yeah. I'm up and around and glad to be here. I just wanted to jump on and really thank you. This is so well done. You've seen we've done other virtual boat shows this year, and this is awesome, Paul. You've done a great job with presentation. Winslow's got some great information too, and you're able to put it out there really well. The history of the company, the description of the product, really do a good job at it. And plus, this awesome raffle is incredible. So we've that brings a lot of visitors for us and for you. So it's really, really, really good to have you doing this with us. We look forward to other events that we can pull off like this. They seem to work really well.
Absolutely. We love working with LRSE. You guys are, one of our #1 marine service stations for us. So, any way we can help you guys, you help us out servicing life rafts. So I will tell you, Jesse, you never got into those TK fire extinguishers though.
Oh, we did. We can get into those too. If we want to go a little bit over, we can.
We can. It's up to you guys.
I think that we're. I don't think we have any TKO, so we might skip the TKO.
Okay, so we can talk a little bit about that maybe some other time, Paul. Maybe we can schedule a follow up and go through that.
That works for me.
Cool. All right, we'll definitely keep in touch and we'll talk about that in the future.
Okay.
So where are you now, Paul? Anyway, you down at the lake? Is it Lake Susie?
I'm in Lake Susie.
Yep. Nice.
Yep.
I haven't been there in decades.
You got to come down and visit. We'll take you out of the beach.
I do got to come down. Yeah, for sure. So what are we doing, Jesse?
Yeah. So Jim is about to take off in a little bit. So I figured we'd get him on here so that everybody can say hi to him. Owner of LRSE, obviously. He wanted to say hi to you too. So I figured this is a good time to do that. But we also have a giveaway winner. Do you want to do the video first before we do the giveaway? Will you hang on?
Yeah, we can do the video. We'll let him hang on for a minute, as we show one more rescue there.
It's like going to a commercial.
I think we're on the same page, Paul. So let's jump into this video and then we can talk a little bit about it while it's playing.
All right, hey Paul, great to see you.
Absolutely, Jim. Absolutely, it's always great to see you.
Okay.
Thanks, Jim. All right, let's jump into this video. So I'll click it up and I'll make it full screen so you can talk through it.
There you go. All right, so this is another one of our rescues. This was sent in by the U.S. Coast Guard. This video is actually backwards, so this is actually them getting rescued at the end. But you'll see what basically happens throughout the whole thing. This was another boater that actually came to rescue him. The U.S. Coast Guard said if there was any boaters out there, go to this location and pick them up. There's the 3 guys sitting on top of the life raft, not actually in it because they heard the helicopter come by. They've got their life vests on and they're just hanging out saying, hey, you gonna come pick us up? The rescue swimmer here, he's gonna come down and basically attend to any injuries, which there wasn't any. And he's checking them out. That line that you saw right there, that's the sea anchor line that goes down right down in the water. You can see it right there. He's checking in the back window. This is the Superlight Offshore Plus that he's hanging out in. You can see the 2-foot boarding platform in the front. And that's their boat that was on fire.
Ouch.
Yeah. So their boat actually went up in about 3 minutes. And I say that because, let me see, about 12, maybe 15 of our incidents that we've had have been the boat fires. And out of those 12 to 15, everyone says the exact same time, which is kind of weird. It's 3 minutes. So any boat out there, I say, put the life raft near a location where you're ready to deploy and get off your vessel because that whole vessel will go up in 3 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, that's a bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. So what size raft was that?
That one there was I think it was an 8-person. It was either 6 or 8.
Okay. Yeah, it was definitely bigger than the one that we've got here behind us. I was just curious to see, you know, like what the scale difference is. That's very cool. The footage that you've got over there is amazing. Oh, that same.
Nope, this is another rescue.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to reiterate on this one here as I pulled it up. A lot of people say, "Well, I got a dinghy. I don't need a life raft." I love that saying when they say something like that, because if you look right here, that's their dinghy.
Oh, in flames.
That's the dinghy right there. Because dinghies aren't made to basically escape your vessel real quick. They're made for going back and forth to an island or getting from one boat to another. They're not made for an emergency situation. So I like to show this photo basically because, like I said, dinghies are not made for emergency situations. And that's them getting rescued right there. So their whole vessel here, you notice the size of it, that went up in 3 minutes. Okay? Everybody here, you don't see a canopy because they had to escape the vessel so quick that they jumped on top of the canopy.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So all these guys here, and if you notice, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and that's a 6-person life raft, and they just threw themselves onto that life raft. It's all they did.
Now, how did you come across this picture? Was this from one of those people in the life raft?
So the guy that rescued them, which actually had the exact same boat, sent me the picture.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, that is insane. That's a ton of smoke. That's again also a bad day.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you've got some great footage for sure.
Well, being around for 80 years, we've got the stories, we got the people that we've rescued. Case in point, Scott can tell you last year or 2 years ago at the Newport Boat Show, the 75-year-old man from the video at the very beginning, he came to visit us and say hi. And I introduced him to Scott and said, "Hey, this is one of our, rescues right here. This is a survivor from one of our life rafts." So, families are thankful. They're very thankful that we've saved their loved ones. So, that's what we're here for. We're just here to save your life.
That's fantastic. Fantastic stories. Yeah, and maybe the next time that we do this, maybe we can collaborate a little bit more and maybe come up with a laundry list of different footage and photos that you have, so we can kind of go through some of those, detailed stories.
Very small amount of what you've seen, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we're just scratching the surface. Mm-hmm. That's very, very cool. So that's something to keep in mind for those of you out there watching this. If you want to start, keep an eye out there. So maybe we can convince Paul to come back out here and start talking about some of these awesome Winslow stories. I think that would be fantastic. All right, so you want to jump into the giveaway? We've got an official drawing here. So
there you go.
Again, thank you so much for this giveaway item. We've got it right here in front of me. This is, and again, which model is this?
That's the 4-person super light rescue raft is what that is, and it weighs 16 pounds.
16 pounds.
Yep.
It's really not. It's nothing too crazy to throw around. So, thank you again very much for supplying this for the giveaway. It's a $1,600 raft. This person who we just drew as a winner is going to be very, very happy about this. So we will. I'll make sure actually to send you his information too, so that you can connect with them with that person as well.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. So the winner of the Winslow Super Light Rescue Raft is Paul Hamilton. So Paul, if you are watching this right now, I have your email. I will reach out to you and we will get the remainder of your contact info so that we can get you your raft, ASAP. We'll get it to you as quick as possible. I will also, like I said, Paul, I will send you his contact info so that you can connect with him too, if you'd like to, and you know, talk to him. Maybe talk to him about what he can expect from his raft, or any fun stuff that you like to do with customers. And then yeah, and we look forward to this next one. Is there anything you want to talk about to wrap this up?
I don't really have anything. I mean, I've went over a few. If anybody's got any questions out there, I mean, we've only touched on a little bit. I did take a look at the chat, and everybody seems to like the sail position on the life raft and connecting the sea anchor to the front side, and the functionalities of the life raft. I mean, I could talk for hours on this and how that works and everything like that. But I know we only got a certain amount of time. But the life raft itself, it's made to save your life. You know, it's a tool. If you guys have any questions, feel free, send your questions to Jesse there, or put them in the chat, or, I'm sure he can get you my email information. If you got some questions after this, feel free, just send them over, and I'm here. So
yeah, if you guys have any questions for Paul at any point, if you can't find his contact information for whatever reason, you can always message us on the Liferaft Facebook page, and we will connect you guys or get the answer that you need. There was one funny comment that I saw on there, and that was this one right here. This Liferaft has more accessories than my actual boat. That one was pretty funny.
I've had a lot of people at boat shows say that, Jesse, to tell you the truth. They're like, hey, we don't need a boat. We'll just buy one of those. We're good.
Just float around. Just throw the sail up.
Yep.
That's awesome. All right. So again, guys, if you have any questions in the chat, we'll open this up for a few minutes. So if you've got any questions about any of the products, anything Winslow related, you can go ahead and throw your questions in the comment section. And while we've got Paul, you can get some answers to those. And can you grab me the price list? So again, the sale on all of these Winslow products will be live tomorrow on LRSE.com. There are some very attractive pricing, as we said earlier. I've got the price list right here. That's why I just had my buddy Danton over here who's helping me out today. He grabbed me the price list, so in case anybody has any questions about those, we can answer them. I don't know if you want to do maybe a sale overview while we got a couple of minutes here.
We can, I'll go over both the models and the key features and functions of them. That while we're waiting, so people can basically choose on which side they should go with.
Yeah.
So the ultralight offshore, or what we call as the ULO, is featured as a coastal life raft. It's going to feature actually two 8-inch tubes, which gives you 16 inches of freeboard. It's going to have a double floor on it that gives you 6 to 8 inches of air in between you and the water. That saves you from the hypothermia. The ULO is going to feature an interior and an exterior boarding ladder. If you don't have the interior boarding ladder, you cannot get inside of a life raft. It's known because the life vest that's on, your arms turn into little T-Rex arms. The ULO features a full tripod canopy. Well, the full canopy can be completely closed or completely open in a rescue situation. It also features an automatically deploying sea anchor from the backside of the life raft. That's going to slow your drift and slow your spin. The end of the exterior ladder is going to have a 35-foot mooring line connected to a 15-foot mooring line. Okay, that 35-foot mooring line connects to your solid part of your vessel. You're going to take the whole bag, hard pack, whatever it is, and throw the life raft overboard. Within about 3 to 5 seconds, as a 7-pound pull from the firing cord, the life raft will deploy, and it has a full 180-degree opening at the very front of the life raft. 2 people can board the life raft from jumping from the vessel into the life raft. It does have a basic offshore kit inside there. The only few things that it is missing, which you could add to a ditch bag if you like, is your food, water, and first aid. So as long as you have those on board, you'll be good to go. Typical uses for this life raft is anywhere between 0 to 100 miles off the coast. If you go further than that, further than the 100 miles, you're going to want to get into something that's called the Super Light Offshore Plus, or the SLOP. That one there is going to feature two 11-inch tubes, which gives you 22 inches of freeboard, along with a 2-foot boarding platform. Now, this one also does have the interior ladder along with a platform to assist you to get inside. It's got that double floor with 6 to 8 inches of air in between you and the water to save you from the hypothermia, and a full tripod canopy. You sit deeper in this life raft because the tubes are larger. It does also have that automatically deploying sea anchor from the backside, which slows your drift and allows your life raft just to sit on top of the water. It has a full survival kit with food, water, flares, first aid, everything you're going to need to survive out there 500 miles plus. So that's basically the two different life rafts that we have on sale right now. The giveaway that we have, that's the 4-person rescue raft. If you are a center console boater, or somewhere around a 20-foot to a 25-foot boat, guess what? That's your life raft. That you're not getting out to those deep sea oceans where you're going to need something any bigger than that. Within about 20 miles, 25 miles of the coast, maybe even up to 50 if you have an EPIRB. That's pushing it a little bit on that size life raft. But if that one there, the center console guys, you chuck that in there. It's a nice small size, 8 by 16 by, I think it's 13 or 12. Chuck that in there and you're good to go. All of our life rafts, the ULO is going to weigh, 4-person is going to weigh 32, 6-person is going to weigh 36, 8-person is going to weigh 40, and the 10-person is going to weigh 44. The Superlight Offshore Plus, which we didn't mention the weights earlier, the 4-person offshore life raft is going to weigh 50 pounds. The 6-person offshore Superlight Offshore Plus is only going to weigh 60 pounds. The 8-person Superlight Offshore Plus is going to weigh 68 pounds. That is 30 pounds less than everything else out there.
That's awesome. And everybody, the prices are attractive for this. They will be available on LRSE.com tomorrow. As soon as you wake up, log on to the website, go browse, check out the models available. It's a great product. Man, this has been a really fun one, and it was great to collaborate with you putting it together. I really appreciate the giveaway and also the open collaboration. That was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, anytime that we can, do this again, we can do a little training session on what you're supposed to think about in a survival situation, anything like that. Just feel free, reach out. We can do another one of these easily.
Sweet. Yeah, I will definitely keep that in mind. I will talk to Jim about that, and we will definitely set something up for sure. This is a blast. Well, thank you very much for your time, Paul. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Thank you, everybody who is out there. It looks like we've still got a few people on here. We had a massive drop off right after we did the giveaway, so to be expected. But
Mr.
for those
Hamilton
of you,
like, yes,
yeah, I know he's doing heel click somewhere. So for those of you who are still hanging out with us, thank you very much for hanging out with us on this Friday afternoon. Man, that guy Paul knows his stuff. That's what that last comment says right there. So until next time, thanks again, Paul. We will be in touch, and we will see you guys for the next whatever it is that we're doing on the Facebook page. We'll be back here pretty soon. So enjoy your weekend. Have a good one. It's supposed to be hot up here. I don't know about you. Well, you're down south, so it's going to be hot no matter what.
It's hot all the time. We're about 95 degrees outside right now.
All right, man. Well, enjoy your weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye.
See ya.